I'm taking a on-camera acting class, and let's see, I've learned 2 things in my first class so far that I've taken away. One is the camera is like a cat. If you're really like, oh, come here, the camera's gonna be like, what the fuck, like, fuck off. That's one. And the second thing that I've learned in this class so far is to keep eye contact with the camera as well. So that's kind of what I can practice in my vlogs at least, and keep more eye contact with the camera. I find it's a loose rule of thumb. I look away from the camera a lot, but when I'm looking at the camera and talking to you, you feel a little more engaged, don't you? I'm really looking into this camera right now. It's like, this is new to me. Eye contact in general is new for me. Also, I'm thinking about going to the Diamond Gym. Do I have the facilities, the financial ability to do that necessarily? Not really. Should I start a GoFundMe? Brandon goes to Diamond Gym, GoFundMe? No, it's not that much money. I could afford it, but I would want a cameraman, obviously, because you can't really be messing around with your camera if you go there. I don't know, it seems like something I would want to do, to just kind of see what I'm made of. I don't know, should I do it? Leave a comment, let me know. Big stretch. I just used the last of Starbucks gift card that I got gifted. Got water and a black iced coffee. That's gone. I drank it. So I also have to memorize a monologue. I was gonna do the King's Speech since I kind of already got that memorized because I was doing it for bits on TikTok just for fun and kind of memorizing that. And I had a feeling one day that I would have to memorize a monologue. So I memorized that and I still kind of remember it. I'm scared somebody's gonna hear me if I do it right here. I just think that it's a little too aggressive and yelly for an on-camera monologue in a classroom setting. Like, it is on-camera acting. I mean, that's to be expected. All of these different techniques of acting, yelling, all this stuff. But for my first monologue, I think that's a bit much to be a king with an English accent. I don't know how to do an English accent either. That's another thing with acting. You can't just, oh, I messed up my line. You just got to keep rolling with it. Even if you messed it up, nobody knows you messed it up until you say you've messed it up. So don't acknowledge you messed up. So my backup, instead of yelling, because it's not my strong suit to yell, it never has been. I don't think I've ever fully yelled at anyone ever. A full yell? Why would I ever do that? I've never done that. I'm a docile person, which is not a good thing. Let's just like keep talking here. I've never won a fight. I've been in a wrestling match one time at a wrestling practice and I lost that fight, and that's when I realized I'm not a fighter. Should I work on my fighting skills in case the opportunity arises? Should I just buy a gun? All right, here's the new monologue anyways. It's from After Earth, when Will Smith is talking to his real son and he's talking about fear. So I haven't memorized it yet, so we'll read it off the script. Okay, like he's fearless. This guy is a war general that was fearless. I think he was a war general. Maybe I'm gonna rewatch the movie too, just to like really solidify the character. I need to perform for myself and act and become that fearless dad that's talking to his son, not this performer talking to the camera. I don't have a son, but I have a nephew, so I can imagine I'm talking to him about fear. And I really do believe I chose this monologue because I think this monologue's great. Fear isn't real, and I love that. I love that message, so that's why I chose this. So I can pretend that I'm talking to my nephew that can't even formulate sentences yet. I don't even know if he would understand what I'm trying to tell him right now, but I can imagine he's a little older and he can understand this, and I'm helping him form his ideology around the world, and I'm telling him that fear isn't real, but danger is real. But fear can be a limiting factor in life if you allow it to. Let's pretend I'm telling him that. That's also why I chose this monologue, because in order for me to embody this, I have to nick fear. I have to cut fear out of my mind. And that was something I was stress sweating at my first class. So the reason I chose this monologue in particular is because in order to embody this character, I have to be fearless. And that's what I wanted to accomplish. I think this is going to be like a line that you read like down the barrel of the camera too, but I think for this, I'm going to just continue to read it because I don't have it memorized yet. This is my second time reading it. So I would love to post this vlog with me like mastering this. I'm just going to save that for the class, I think, and just continue to practice right now. Fear is not real. The only place that fear can exist is in our thoughts of the future. It is a product of our imagination, causing us to fear things that do not at present and may not ever exist. That is near insanity, Katai. But do not misunderstand me. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice. See, there's a little hint of excitement and nervousness in my voice still. I want to completely take that out. Not sound robotic, but like a fearless human. I think there's a difference.
Fear is not real. The only place that fear can exist is in our thoughts of the future. It is a product of our imagination, causing us to fear things that do not at present and may not ever exist. That is near insanity, Katai. But do not misunderstand me. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice.
Okay, we'll try the 3 plates. I don't know how much weight I can lift on this. Damn. I like this machine.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain.
If you set up a 1 foot wide plank and laid it across the floor, you could walk across that thing 1,000 out of 1,000 times. But if you took that exact same plank and put it 1,000 feet in the air, 99% of people are gonna fall because you're too busy looking down. What if I fall? If I fall, I'm totally... Most people aren't even gonna try and cross that beam when it's 1,000 feet in the air because you're too worried about what if it goes wrong. Even though the task itself, cross that skinny motherfucker, it's not that difficult.